make it interesting with the sound off. Because a lot of people are just flipping through the TV. You hit the Jerry Springer Show, it's got to make them want to stop. I'm Richard Dominic, and at one time I was the executive producer of the Jerry Springer Show. Can we back up a little bit? Before I took over the show, when it was a very serious program, the people running the show, Multimedia Entertainment, they go over step by step, word for word, what they wanted him to say. And he's dressed in a banker suit, and he's got these big, stupid glasses on, like Larry King, you know, those big things. And his hair was all slicked back, and he looked so uncomfortable. It was like they had programmed, or were trying to program a robot, because in their head, he was Phil Donahue.
Springer launched his talk show as a sort of Phil Donahue light.
For its second season, Multimedia Entertainment and NBC-owned studios team up and relocate the Springer Show from Cincinnati to Chicago. The move does little to boost their ratings, but for Richard Dominic, it means a promotion to executive producer.
I was asked to take over the show. So I said, yeah, of course, absolutely. And they said, we're going to cancel the show in November. And this was April. It was like, yeah. So that's when we decided, hey, let's turn the tables on everybody and let's keep the show on the air. Now we got a chance not to be Phil Donahue. We had a chance to be Jerry. In a second, a snap of the fingers, Jerry went out there and was himself. Jerry never knew what they were going to say. Jerry went with the flow, and that's why Jerry was so good, and that's why the show worked. He got rid of everything, all that burden, those chains they had wrapped around him, gone.
There was virtually nothing of human depravity that could be imagined that wasn't considered appropriate for that show. It was Richard Dominic who brought not only a new energy to the show, but a complete lack of morality, a complete lack of any concern for whether the guests on the show were being exploited or whether the product being put out was even decent for consumption by audiences.
It never gets acknowledged that people who have never been on TV before, who were never considered important enough to be on TV, had their moment, had their chance to tell their story. And then all of a sudden, the numbers were going up. And suddenly they realized, hey, maybe we got something here. The two big syndicators that carried us, they were excited that the numbers were going up. I don't care what we were putting on the air. They're selling advertising and making money, and they want more.
The only metric that mattered to Richard Dominic was the ratings. He was willing to do anything he could to succeed.
By its fourth season, the Jerry Springer Show makes a profound switch. No longer content with what critics call freak show voyeurism, physical fights begin to dominate every episode.
The fists would start flying, the chairs would start falling before you even knew what was going on.
Oh my God, they got Klans guys picking up chairs and throwing them into the audience. And oh, that lady got up and pulled the wig off the other lady and started beating her with the wig. And you never saw anything like that before.
If anyone should be credited with what happened, it is Richard Dominic. Jerry Springer was just along for the ride. Richard Dominic is the guy who drove the car off the cliff.